So let's get straight to it. Should you build a Spanish brand for your firm? Most of the time, the answer is yes. But before we dig into why, let's clear up what that actually means. I'm Daisy Lopez, a growth specialist here at Abogados Now. We've worked with over 500 law firms nationwide and driven more than $250 million in settlement fees. And we're a Google Premier Partner, the top 3% of agencies in the world. We work with hundreds of consumer facing firms across immigration, personal injury, employment. So we see firsthand which ones own the Spanish speaking market and which ones don't. First, let's be clear what we're not talking about here. A Spanish brand is not a separate business. It's not a second set of books or a standalone asset you could sell off tomorrow. It's the exact same law firm you have built. The same attorneys, the same case standards, and most importantly, the same values, just with a Spanish facing name and identity. Then what is it? It's a direct signal to Spanish speaking clients that you serve them. So, what's the difference? See, a translated website page says you'll take their case. A real Spanish brand says this firm exists for them in their language on their terms. That's a totally different message that actually helps them trust you more often than you think. So, the real decision isn't whether to build one, it's what to call it. And there's a spectrum. On one end of the spectrum, you go fully into a culturally native name. A great example is Jim Adler, the Texas personal injury guy. His English brand, which is one of the most famous brands in Texas and the whole country, is the Texas Hammer. But in Spanish, he didn't adopt a simple name like Abogado Jim. He went all out. In Spanish, it's El Martillo Tejano. Same guy, same firm, totally different name, just one that lands culturally. The name carries real weight with the Spanish speaking client. It's recognizable, it's got flavor, it speaks their language literally and culturally. But you don't have to go all the way to El Martillo. There's a whole middle ground. Smallest possible move is just to Hispanicize your own name. Take your English name and make it work in Spanish. John becomes Abogado John, or John Smith and Associates becomes Firma de John Smith. That's it. You can even just swap the ampersand for a E. That small Spanish touch signals you're thinking of them. The whole point is to make your firm recognizable to the Spanish speaking client the moment they see it. And here's the thing, you don't need a clever name or a fun one to make this work. Even a totally plain, straightforward firm name, something boring in English, gets a genuine lift from a clean Spanish counterpart. It's not about being cute, it's about being unmistakably for the Spanish speaking client the moment they land on your page. The psychological shift in a client's mind when they see their language and culture reflected is real. It makes them feel served. So, what actually changes day to day? What's different operationally? Your intake forms, your initial consultation packet, the paperwork they see first, that's all in Spanish. Your website content isn't just translated, it's written natively in Spanish. It reflects how Spanish speakers actually talk about their legal problem. Your marketing speaks to the values and fears that matter to a Spanish speaking family: community, family stability, dignity. But the firm delivering the work is the exact same one: same attorneys, same case strategy, same case standards. You're not splitting your best people away to a separate Spanish division or diluting your standards. It's one firm, one standard. The Spanish brand is the public face, what the client sees and feels. The firm is the backbone that does the work. So, who should do this? Practically every consumer facing firm should consider it. Immigration work? Absolutely. That's a given. Personal injury? Highly likely, depending on where you practice. Employment law, family law, workers' comp? All good candidates. If your community has Spanish speaking people who need your service, build a brand for them. The alternative is to half serve it. Translated pages, no real signal, hoping they find you anyway. That's a bottom feeder's play. You either own the Spanish speaking market in your region or you cede it to the firms that do. There's no real middle ground. And the name is the biggest lever you have. It costs you almost nothing and changes everything. So, the move. Think hard about what you'd actually call it. Where on the spectrum does it make sense for your firm? Because once you nail the name, everything else, the website, the intake, the marketing, flows from it. Keep your same principles, your same standards, your same firm. Just create the Spanish counterpart your community recognizes as theirs. That's how you actually serve and dominate the Spanish speaking market instead of leaving money on the table. So here's your takeaway: a Spanish brand isn't a distraction or a separate business. It's how you actually serve and win the Spanish speaking clients in your market. If you're ready to build a real Spanish presence and stop leaving that market on the table, let's talk. Book a call with us. We'll walk through what makes sense for your firm. Talk soon.